Alright, good morning everybody. It's your boy Raven, and guess what? It's another Runecasting Wednesday. Which is kind of mind-boggling because didn't we just come out of a weekend and now we're 2 days away from another one? Wow. I don't know if any of you caught the stream last night on the Basic Experts channel. I did not. Normally I'm there. I kind of came home and I was chilling out watching some YouTube videos and passed out. I was kind of stretched out, and yeah, I'm blaming Bub because he hopped up on me and, you know, laid down, stretched his little neck out, put his chin on my shoulder, and began purring and making that little kitty face of his. So good times. Anyway, you know what? While I'm setting up, let's talk. Seems Sylvia and Miguel over at the Red Room channel have run into a spot of difficulty. Remember what we talked about last week? Last week we talked about the blatant censorship over at DriveThruRPG. I'm probably going to be taking that wish list down, as this weekend I did purchase a few new books, maybe like 2 or 3, and Witchploitation and its adventure, Sexual Holocaust, were among them. The other one was Iron Falcon by Chris Gonerman. You remember that name. He is the man behind Basic Fantasy RPG, which is one of my favorites, one of those that I love very dearly. And anyway, Sexual Holocaust was the title in question. It seems that even though it was slapped with a mature label, that was by Miguel and Sylvia. They put a mature title on it, or a mature label on it, and someone reported it, and thus it was immediately yanked for review, and within maybe about a day they were told that it was completely barred from ever being up there again. Now they have it all up, all their material is up on lulu.com. I realize lulu.com is not exactly search friendly, but it does work. There are plenty of RPGs there. You can still buy the ebooks there as well. So they do have ebook, paperback, and hardcover formats there. Also on coffee.net, what was it? Let me look that up real quick. I'll tell you, it's spelled KOFI. And I'm sure I don't have that page up, do I? I do not. I'm going to go back into Twitter and see if I can't grab that real quick. There we go. Coffee.com, so ko-fi.com. It is there. I'm looking at it right now. So all of the PDFs are there as well. Also, I gotta show you this. There is another Kickstarter going on, and this is one that I'm putting out there. It is this one, the Arcanus 5e campaign setting. This is the Runic edition. So this is a new edition of the old one, and they are already fully funded. I haven't thrown my backing into it just yet, except for this, but I will. I have been looking for I've been looking for a print copy of Arcanus because the Romanesque setting looks really good. And furthermore, I just wanted to play it. But I was told before you try to purchase a hardcover or a print version of that, give us some time. I was like, okay, cool. And I was shown a picture last night of the book and the special deluxe edition, and they are both beautiful books. Yes, the book is about $50. However, it is almost 500 pages of material. So you're looking at a book about the size of Dungeon Crawl Classics core rule book. Very cool stuff. But I want to go back to the censorship thing for just a moment, because the Red Room channel, the Basic Expert, Grim Jim, and let's see who else, James Raggi from Lamentations of the Flame Princess, all four of them have made videos addressing the new policy for Drive-Thru-RPG. I personally, since they're not really allowed to say anything, they're not allowed to engage in hostile marketing. Well, I'm not a creator on Drive-Thru-RPG, so I will say this to Drive-Thru-RPG: reverse course now. It's the only time I'm going to ask nicely, because if not, failing that, I will take my business elsewhere. Drive-Thru-RPG, I've existed without you before. I will do it again. I hope we're clear. Anyway, let's get down to business. And you know what? I want to thank those creators for creating those videos and having the courage to step out there and speak up. And if you have a video and you are one of those creators and I've missed out, no, I apologize, and I count you among the creatively courageous people. Alright, so let's get down to this, shall we? What do we need to know today? Start with you. Scothy. You know what I love about Scothy is one of those who, she knew her father had been slain, and so she went to Asgard to get some kind of reparation for it. She got it. Not in the way she was looking for it, but she got it. So, we've also talked about compromise with her and the importance of not compromising too much of yourself, meeting from these two extremes right into the middle. You know, I'm also getting that line from one of Tom McDonald's songs with Struggle Jennings. I'm sorry, wrong guy. Struggle Jennings said, "The land of the free looking like a mental institution, and we will have revolution if we can't find resolution." This card is more about resolution. That's what I'm getting from it today. So let's see how you're being guided. Vigvis here. I've said this before about this particular card, the so-called Viking compass. You have to know where you've been in order to know where you are, so that you know where you're going to go. And look at what's going on right now. These desperate attempts, and this is like a relationship to the world around you, these desperate attempts at gaslighting people, at telling me that, telling people like me, people like you, oh, it's not really like that. You see, it's like this. No. I know exactly what I'm experiencing. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm seeing. I know what I'm hearing. I know what I've read. I know where I've been. And it's not up for you to decide that. So you're going to have to take kind of a firmer stance on that today. Do not compromise that which matters most, because it could lead you down a very dark path. Don't let people gaslight you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let them do it. You're going to have to do you a lot today. And that bears out in the runes. So, let's start with last week's run of the week. Oh, geez. Awakening is more of the awakening. That's going to be more the motif with that card than so more than protection. Success is also going to come with it, as we see right here. But we're not here yet. Awakening. Awakenings are messy. I won't let you know that right now. Remember what I said yesterday about your knowledge about a certain thing or topic being encyclopedic, but you have to work on your approach? This is why. Because it may not be you that's awakening. It may be someone else. Someone else may be like, wait, something's not right here. This is the moment where you can step in and say, yeah, you're right, it's not. Well, watch. It's because of this. It's because of that. Watch, try this and see if it works. Go ahead. And then just back away. Let them do it. You start planting those little seeds, and people will awaken to their own magic right there. I'm serious. It works. I've seen it done. I've done it myself. It does work. Sometimes people forget they kind of relapse back into their old mundane, thing or whatever. They're wondering why things aren't working out, and you're like, hey, remember what we talked about? Watch, it'll work. Try it. It should be easy. It should be smooth. It should be like a lake. You step in where the flow takes you, and you step off when you need to. Keeping your emotions in check, keeping that intuition going. Operate a little bit on intuitive nature. Your vast encyclopedic knowledge should be very directed. Just gentle guides, nothing more. When you overwhelm someone with all the facts that you know about something, some people are going to tune in. People like me, I can, depending on the topic at hand, I can just tune into it and be like, that's amazing, tell me more. Then there are some people, they come in, they just start blowing out all their facts, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to remember all that. What can I say? Your boy Raven's kind of an older guy, so yeah, it gets, as Eric July would say, yeah, sometimes it'd be like that. And this is your outcome. Tivaz. Yesterday we celebrated Tuesday, the day of Tyr or Tew. And guess what? You're going to have to step up. You're going to have to take charge. And when people are asking you to compromise those most important parts of you, no. You're drawing from your own experience. You're drawing from the things that you've learned. But you're going to have to keep those emotions in check. And you'll have to prove yourself a little bit. You'll have to say, here's why. No, I'm not going to plug the video camera into the vacuum. It won't work. Let me show you why. No, I'm not going to put a peanut butter sandwich into my DVD player and try to play it. It's just going to ruin the electronics. Show what makes sense. Go with what makes sense. Because if you know where you've been, and there's both good and bad in there, you have to accept that. Even you at your most cringe back in the day, it's nothing compared to where you are. But if you haven't changed from that, all you're going to do is repeat the mistakes of history, your own primarily. So you've got to learn your history. The compromise that I see here, that awakening from Skadi, is knowing exactly who you are and going for it. But you have to know yourself first. If you don't know yourself, you don't know anything. If you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you are. And you have no idea where you're going. But I can tell you where you're going. You're going to be repeating the same mistakes over and over again until finally you decide, okay, I've had enough of that. Let's try something new. It's the only way you're going to get any victory out of this. And all the signs are pointing toward that victory right now. So, how will you handle it? That's going to be the big question for the day. Alright, that's everything for me. It wasn't a really great big read today. It wasn't a really great big read yesterday. But wasn't a whole lot that had to be said. Just a little nudge. Very gentle one. Alright, so I'm going to get this thing plugged into the computer so that I can edit this video down, which basically means adding the intro, the outro, and a couple other things, and sending it out to you. Just remember, high notes. I will be there drawing your new rune of the week. Also, if you're still like, if you're looking for a personal reading and you've sent me something from the Drive-Thru RPG wishlist or the Amazon wishlist, know that I will still accept it until I find something else, and when I find something else, I will let you know. And most of all, I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for showing up day after day. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, shine on.